I never imagined a single sentence could erase 7 years of my life, but that's exactly what happened. It wasn't shouted. It wasn't dramatic. It didn't end with a fight or tears. It ended quietly at a party meant to celebrate her success. Her name is Claire. She was promoted to senior manager after years of grinding, late nights, and missed weekends. I was genuinely proud of her. I helped her rehearse presentations, listened to her vent about office politics, made dinner when she worked late. I never once felt threatened by her ambition. I thought we were a team. The party was at a rooftop bar downtown. String lights, loud music, coworkers in expensive jackets pretending not to check their phones. Claire looked radiant, confident, polished, glowing in a way that comes when someone finally feels seen by the world. I stood a little to the side, drink in hand, letting her have the spotlight. It was her night. At some point, a group formed around her. Her boss, a few colleagues, people I'd met once or twice. Someone asked how she managed such a demanding role and still had a relationship. Claire laughed and said, "Well, someone has to keep things balanced." Then someone else joked, "So what does he do?" They nodded toward me. Claire didn't hesitate. She smiled and said, "Oh, he's kind of between things right now. More of a stay-at-home boyfriend, I guess." People chuckled. I felt a small sting but stayed quiet. Then she added, lightly, almost playfully, "I guess every successful woman needs a freeloader to keep her humble." The laughter was louder this time. I stood there, glass in my hand, feeling the words sink into my chest. Freeloader. As if the past year hadn't happened. As if I hadn't left my job to care for my father during his illness. As if I hadn't burned through my savings to keep us afloat when she encouraged me to take my time, figuring out what came next. As if support only counted when it came with a paycheck. I looked at her. She didn't look back. She was soaking in the laughs, the approval, the moment. And in that moment I realized something painful and simple. She meant it. I didn't interrupt. I didn't correct her. I didn't pull her aside. I finished my drink, placed the glass on the table, and quietly walked to the elevator. No one noticed. That's the thing about people who are used to you being steady, they don't notice when you stop holding things up. The ride down was silent. I felt calm, almost numb. Not angry. Just clear. When I got home I packed a bag. Only what I needed. I left the rest exactly where it was. I wrote a short note and placed it on the kitchen counter. It said, "I heard you tonight. I believe you." I turned off the lights and left. Claire called me an hour later. Then again. And again. I didn't answer. By the time I got to my brother's place, I had a dozen missed calls and messages ranging from confused to irritated. "Where did you go?" turned into, "This isn't funny," and then, "You're overreacting." The next morning she finally sent, "We need to talk." We met 2 days later at a quiet cafe. She looked tired, annoyed more than apologetic. Before she could start, I spoke. "I didn't leave because of a joke," I said calmly. "I left because jokes reveal what people think is safe to say." She rolled her eyes. "It was just banter. You're being sensitive." I nodded. "Maybe. But respect isn't something I'm willing to negotiate." She leaned forward. "So that's it? You're throwing everything away because I embarrassed you for 2 seconds?" "No," I said. "I'm walking away because you didn't think I was worth protecting." She went quiet then. Tried a different angle. She talked about stress, about pressure, about how hard she worked. I listened. When she finished, I said, "I never resented your success. I resented being reduced to a punchline so you could feel bigger." She asked if I was really ending things like this. "Come. No argument. No shouting." "Yes," I said. "Because if I stay, I teach you that this is acceptable. And I won't do that to myself." I stood up, paid for my coffee, and wished her well. I meant it. Weeks passed. Then months. Mutual friends reached out. Some understood. Some didn't. I didn't explain myself more than once. The people who mattered didn't need convincing. I found work again. Not glamorous but honest. I rebuilt quietly. Slowly. With dignity. The last I heard, Claire told people she lost me out of nowhere. That I couldn't handle her success. I didn't correct that either.